Plants vs. Zombies, one of the games that I spent hundreds of hours on in middle school when I should have been paying attention in class or doing my homework. For those who don't know or who just don't remember, Plants vs. Zombies is a game that was released on May 5th of 2009. For those of you who are bad with math, that means it was released 12 years ago. That might be older than some of you watching this video right now. It's been released on multiple different platforms including the PS3, Xbox 360, DS, PS4, and Switch, but today I'll be primarily talking about the mobile version as that was the one I spent the most time on. Even though Plants vs. Zombies is over 12 years old, many people still play it today. There are a ton of awesome new features and plants in the newer games, but I'm going to be taking a look at the basics, the bare bones, the green pea shooter of the otherwise plantastically filled world, or as some people like to call it, the original. So let's get right into it. So for those of you guys who haven't played this game in a really long time or have just never played it, the basic premise of this game is that you command an army of plants and you're trying to defend your house from zombies. The zombies will walk forward and try to eat your plants, and you can plant as many as possible to have them attack them. It's honestly a really weird concept for a video game, and I don't know why it was so successful because let's be honest, it was really weird, but this game is strangely addicting. So as you can see right now, I have 2 green pea shooters on my lawn, and all of the zombies are only going to walk across the green patch of grass. As you can see, I am right now collecting all of those little sun pieces because that will allow me to grow more plants. In the top corner, you can see that there's actually a meter with a zombie moving across it, and that's how you see how close you are to finishing the level. Once you get all the way to the end, that means you know you're close to beating it. And it looks like we're just about done, and we actually got the sunflower, which is a new plant that we're going to be able to use in the next round. So although this game might look pretty easy at first, it can actually get kind of difficult in the later levels. Now the first thing that I did on the second level was actually plant a row of 3 sunflowers, and what they do is they allow me to get more sun, which I can use to make more plants. So as you guys can see, this does look pretty easy at first, like I said earlier, but it does start to get progressively harder as we go on, and other plants like the sunflower are going to become even more vital. Back when I was in middle school, I used to only really like the pea shooter because that's just the type of gamer that I am, but now that I'm an adult playing this game again and revisiting it, I definitely understand the necessity of the other plants to help you win the level. So now we move on to the final wave, and in this final wave we're going to be seeing a ton of different zombies, and we want to try and get as many plants out as possible because if we do get overrun by those zombies, we do end up losing, which is not something I particularly like doing. And it looks like right now we got a new plant, which are the cherries. Now the cherries are going to be super helpful, so I'm super happy we got them. So one of the strategies that I like to use whenever starting a new level is going ahead and planting as many sunflowers as I can before the zombies start moving. Another part of this game that a lot of people might not remember is that you can't automatically plant new plants even if you have enough sun. The reason for that is because if they allowed you to plant all of these plants super quickly, then it would be a little bit too easy, so you have to make sure you're planting as many of the plants as you can as soon as you get the option to, because otherwise you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Playing this game right now is honestly super nostalgic for me, and is one of the reasons that I started this channel, to revisit games that not only I love, but that I know all of you guys loved as well. This game was extremely fun and extremely addicting, and it gets even more fun as you move on to the later levels. As you can see by the zombie walking through the middle row right now, he is actually wearing a traffic cone, which just fell off of his head, but the zombies like that actually take a lot more damage to end up destroying, so you have to make sure that you're watching them very closely because again, they will destroy your plants, and we love the earth here, so that's not what we're going to let them do. So what we're doing now, because we are getting close to the end of this round, is we are going to be saving up for the cherries, which cost 150 sun. That's because they actually explode and they destroy a large group of zombies, which obviously, as you guys can tell, a huge wave of zombies is approaching right now. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some cherries, plant them over by them, and bam, we got the chestnut, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but he looks like a chestnut to me. Okay, he's a walnut. I'm so sorry for insulting him like that. So as you guys can see, we are now on wave 4, and the entire yard is available for the zombies to walk through. Now, again, like I said, my original strategy in this game was to just let the zombies go ahead and go up against my pea shooter, and that's probably why I never got very far in the game, but now we have to employ different strategies to make sure that they don't get all the way down here, because that'd be really bad. So now back there, as you can see, I have a row of 5 different sunflowers, and that's because I want to make sure I have as much sun as possible, because there's going to be a lot more zombies coming. And although I only only have 2 pea shooters right now, that's okay because I'm gonna plant 2 more, and then we'll have a little bit more better defense and offense. So while this zombie is just over there eating this walnut, I'm gonna go ahead and collect as much sun as I can before the walnut gets destroyed, so that way I can keep building up my arsenal. Walnuts are something that I'm going to be using a lot throughout this playthrough, and that's because I want to make sure that I'm well defended. Okay, walnut, please finish charging, please. Okay, he's good. There we go. Walnut defense. I honestly feel so bad for this walnut right now. You can see his smile progressively fading as he's getting eaten alive by this freaking zombie with a traffic cone on his head. What a way to go out, buddy. But I mean, that is one of the reasons that I love this game so much, because it's so cool to see the zombies interacting with these plants. Like I said, this is not an idea that I would have come up with because, let's be honest, I'm just not that creative. But to see all these zombies like just eating these walnuts, it just... it brings my heart so much joy in a very strange way. Oh no! No! Okay. Okay, good. He survived. So I'm going to try and save up as much sun as I can right now because I want to go ahead and use the cherries once we get to the final wave, which is coming up really soon. So now we see that the huge wave of zombies is approaching, so I'm going to go ahead and get the cherries ready. So that way, as soon as those zombies start walking, we'll be able to use them. All right, we'll put some down there. That's good. Now we got to wait for the cherries because they do take a while. So we're going to go ahead and put up some more walnuts just in case. And then if worse comes to worse, I do sacrifice like sunflowers sometimes just because why not? They're there. But it looks like we didn't have to sacrifice any plants besides the poor walnuts this game. Okay, so now we move on to level 5 and we get to meet our awesome looking neighbor. I don't really know why he's wearing a pan on his head, but this guy looks like he's seen some things. Okay, so level 5, I don't really remember this, but I guess this is just what we're gonna do. So level 5 is actually just a bowling level, and that's because our neighbor Crazy Dave decided to put a bunch of walnuts in our hands because he's crazy. And instead of planting a bunch of plants, we're just gonna mercilessly roll them at these zombies because why not? It's honestly pretty funny that even though these guys are rolling to their dooms right now, they still have that cute little smile on their face. I would love to get like a stuffed animal of him. He looks so nice. I just love to hug him. Oh no, they're getting close. Too close for comfort. So to you guys, this may actually not look like a lot of fun, but I'm really enjoying this actually. Oh no, I'm running out of walnuts, Crazy Dave. Oh god, it's gonna be embarrassing if I lose this. Oh my god, hit them. Oh no! No! Okay, good. That was too close. Oh gosh. Can I use you? Please? Oh, you can! Oh, I am dumb. I am so dumb. I could have used them the whole time, but I didn't. Like I said, guys, this channel is going to be just as nostalgic for me as it is for you, which is why I'm still getting used to it again. Haha, but this is actually now a good thing because I have these red guys. The red ones are so broken. I love it. Okay, get them. And we got a brand new plant. Oh, only 25 sun. That's awesome. So now we move on to day number 6. And once again, this is where it's going to get a little bit more challenging because the game realizes, okay, they played through the first few levels. They're going to want to go ahead and start having an actual challenge to keep them in the game. So it's going to get a little tougher from here on out. As you guys can see, my first initial strategy is just to plant as many sunflowers as possible. So that way I can go ahead and get as much sun as possible and get as many plants as I need. The face the walnut is making right now is absolutely hilarious, and I feel like a terrible person for saying that, considering right now he's being eaten by a zombie. So we're gonna try and save him. Oh gosh, he is really not looking good right now. Unfortunately, because that guy has a traffic cone and I don't have a huge wall of defense quite yet, I am gonna have to sacrifice another walnut. I just feel so bad watching the walnut go from, okay, I'm doing pretty good, to I'm really getting eaten right now, to, oh my gosh, I'm about to really get killed by this zombie. Gonna go ahead and plant another sunflower just to make sure we have as much sun as possible. And here we have a little bit of a problem because we actually have a javelin zombie who can jump over our walnut, which is not good because if he gets too close, we're gonna lose this. Oh gosh, destroy him. Okay, luckily we were able to take him down. We're gonna get a couple more pea shooters ready to go. I'm pretty sure these guys are landmines. I don't know what they were. So now we have a ton of pea shooters that are going up against these zombies, and now we're gonna start using some of the other plants just because I like to have about 2 pea shooters per row just so I can make sure my whole area is covered. And now that we're moving on to the final wave, I'm going to go ahead and use a lot more of the other plants just because there's gonna be so many zombies that if I don't, I'm gonna be in some real trouble. So the cherries go ahead and take out a bunch of them, which is awesome, and we're gonna go ahead and throw in another pea shooter to help take down that javelin zombie while that poor walnut gets eaten again. And we got the ice flower, level 6 done. Let's go. So now we're moving on to level 7, and we're actually going to be able to utilize a new plant, which is the ice pea shooter. And now that we're getting a little bit farther in the game as well, we're also going to start to see that there's going to be 2 big waves of zombies. This is important because you want to make sure you get as many plants out there as possible to defend yourself before they get there, but zombies are pretty slow, so it's not too difficult. Now, I typically don't like to plant 2 pea shooters alone in one row, but because there were most of the zombies coming down there, I figured why not. You know, one thing that I definitely forgot about this game is it's very heavily play to win. Like, if you want that exploding nut up there, you have to watch an ad, or if you want to get a rake, you have to watch an ad. It's just crazy. So now, as you guys can see, we have another javelin zombie who's gonna jump over that, which is totally fine because now he's slow once again. And that poor walnut has been eaten halfway through, which makes me kind of sad. So what I'm gonna do right now is just plant as many pea shooters as possible because why not? We have a huge wave of zombies incoming, and the more pea shooters we have, the better. Although, once we start seeing where all the zombies are coming through, we're gonna go ahead and drop a cherries. You know, destroy a bunch of them, which is awesome. And then the pea shooters should basically be able to take out the rest. Okay, take him down. Okay, that made me worried for a second. So we made it through the very first wave, and now we just have to keep setting up so that way we don't get destroyed during the final wave. So now, because we're doing so well, I'm actually gonna go ahead and start planting these ice pea shooters just because they are able to slow down the zombies, and I have enough sunflower power that I'll be able to go ahead and plant them without using up too much of my resources. Okay, so now we have the final wave, which is going to be the really big wave of this level, and this is going to be a problem at all. I'm going to go ahead and get one more ice pea shooter, even though we're really not going to need it just because we have such a great advantage right now. We're in a great position, but I just want to go ahead and get a wall of them because I think it looks cool. So as you guys can see, no problem at all. This is nice and easy. Okay guys, so that is gonna do it for our Blast from the Past Plants vs. Zombies original playthrough. If you guys have never played this game before and you've only played the newer versions, I highly recommend you guys go ahead and check out its roots because even though it was made 12 years ago, it's still an awesome game that people still enjoy today, including myself. And with all that being said guys, please make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.